episode 452. Thank you all for listening to episode 451, Fahrenheit WWE. I am Gray Lamarck, here with my co-host.
Betting Bear.
And Parlay Parrot.
Back to Gambling Gray. Thank you to Wes Anderson for Moments of Time. Check him out on Facebook, Wes Anderson Music. Give him a follow on Twitter and Instagram at Songs by Wes. Thank you to All Work Clothing. Visit allworkclothing.com. Mention Overline Podcast. He's going to hook you up with that deal. Thank you to Crandall's Quality Landscaping. Give Sean a call, 419-704-5471. Serves the Toledo and surrounding areas and not
San Francisco, California.
hopefully Dallas is. Thank you to Sparty Steve. And last but not least, Connell Barrett, datingtransformation.com.
Yeah, you know where to go. Get yourself to datingtransformation.com and get that free consultation from Connell when you mention Over the Line Podcast. And make sure you get to Amazon.com and buy his book, Dating Sucks, But You Don't.
So for those that are wondering what the hell is Fahrenheit WWE mean, episode 451. If any of you read books, Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451, it was about burning books, and WWE is burning. So it's perfect. So we'll see what happens with WWE. We'll hit that as it comes. Looks like Dub just put in his picks.
Let's see that.
Nice Dub. But we're going to go into Jolf first. Bear, what happened last week? I know Tom Kim was a bad pick for me and Cody.
Yeah, he started like 4 over through his first 5 holes. Never really recovered from there. I think he ended up shooting decent on Saturday, but still missed the cut by 2 or 3 strokes, I think. Unfortunately, yeah, he did not have a good day, and that's kind of why I try to avoid these experts who say, oh, he's he can do anything on any course. Well, we just saw he didn't, because he got roasted by these greens. I think he lost like 8 strokes on the putting green. His ball striking and driving was great. His putting was very, very bad. So
how's that go? Drive for show, putt for dough?
Putt for dough, yeah, and he did not. But he's back in it this week at the American Express. So now that everyone's down on him, don't be surprised when he comes out and gets a top 10 or some shit like that. But yeah, come from behind win 2 weeks in a row now to start the year. And there's a certain person on the podcast who's 2-2 from his come from behind golf pick wins. But yeah, Siwoo Kim shoots 64-64 on the weekend to beat Hayden Buckley by 1. And Buckley pretty much led from about mid-Friday until the 13th, 14th hole on Sunday pretty much. And they went back and forth. Kim had the lead, then Buckley had the lead, then Kim had the lead, and then ended up holding on to it to get his first win of the season. So Siwoo Kim, who played well in the Century, comes through. And when'd you put that bet in there, Gambling Gray? That was on Friday, right?
So Gambling Gray put in a $20 bet on Siwoo Kim, who was sitting in 5th, I think, at the time, and was a plus 1,600 odds. So you put in 100, you get 1,600. Well, I just played 20, so I won 340. And week 1, I had John Rahm off the start, $10 for 70. So, hey man, 7 times my money there, and looking happy with the other. So 16 times my money. So 2 for 2 on the golf picks so far, making me money.
Yeah, you got to. The problem is we don't podcast on those days, so
yeah, we can't tell anybody.
Yeah, we need the mid podcast golf pick. Maybe we'll start tweeting out what we do if you guys paid attention to our Twitter, just to say we're on them. But there are slips. There is proof. Actually, there was a text. Maybe we'll put you on the group text if you listen to us. That would be
all 16 of you. So we'll get you on the group text, and I'm looking forward to. No, it was pretty neat, and I started watching at hole, I think 13 or 14, and then I forgot about it. Came down here, started playing Fortnite, and I didn't know I won until my uncle called and said, "Hey, great pick, Siwoo Kim. Like he won." I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, he holed out," and I didn't know he holed out on 1. And I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah," and then he ended up winning. I was like, "That's awesome." And speaking of which, so I don't know what we call him, Robbie in the lobby or Robbie the roaster gambler. So because he doesn't care, started out with $3,000 in his DraftKings. He uses DraftKings. As of this morning, he was up to 10,000. So he pulled out his money he originally invested. He's up $7,000, and he bet about 1,000 tonight on basketball. His thing is basketball. He bets the over-unders. He bets points scored, rebounds, assists. That's his game. That's where he makes his money. He loves playing that.
That's probably my favorite too, as I've been getting more and more into that. Yeah, that one is definitely one of my favorites. I really enjoy that aspect of points, rebounds, assists, especially when, I mean, it's just almost kind of like clockwork for the stars. Like, like last game, Luka played like absolute dog shit and got 3 days of rest. So you kind of know that he's going to kind of blow up today, especially against Atlanta, which I think he's already like 19-5-5 or something like that at halftime. I mean, so
and I think he had to get plus 30 or plus 35 is what he had bet on for that one.
Yeah. And I mean, it's good because you have alternates and you can bet down on it or whatever. I mean, I like to do that. And I like to do alternate points. So I try to run like 20 plus and try to get guys who score 20 plus pretty much and try to do like 5 or 6 of those.
See, that's what I've been doing. That's what I was doing.
That's what Parrot does, and it's smart. Like I started doing that a little bit, but it wouldn't let me because I was trying to use free bets. But I need to do what Parrot does: go to the alternates, drop down on some of these, and build a nice parlay and put a couple bucks on it. And, hey, it pays out. Yeah, I think it's smart.
I mean, and like look up like literally just type in the name on Google and like you can look at their stats for like the last 10 games and just see what they're like just averaging and just bet down like they're averaging 22, like so bet the 15 plus points. If they're averaging 8 rebounds, I'll do like 6 or 4 even, depending on what the odds are. But if you do a bunch of those, the odds add up.
No, it's smart. And, we had and Bear knows this. I gave a parlay. I think you played off it too. We played off Robbie's parlay of Niners to win, McCaffrey over 80 rushing yards, Debo over 40 receiving yards. And what did I tell you my concern was? Kittle scoring a tutty. And that's what happened. That's where we broke. And I wasn't watching the game. I was like intermittently watching. And I saw him make a catch in the end zone. I'm like, dope. We're there. And then you told me you're like, oh, it was a 2-point. I'm like, son of a bitch. Like, because I was looking on ESPN. I'm like, he didn't score? Like, who the hell scored? And then you said it to me, and I was like, oh, damn it. Yep. And then when there was like 5 minutes left, I'm like, they're not going to throw it to him in the end zone. It's over. It's done. But it's fine. It was a free bet from Robbie, so thank you. But the Siwoo Kim bet paid off to circle back to golf. And we'll talk more about our betting for this week. But this week we got the American Express at La Quinta Country Club, PGA West.
La Quinta, yeah, PGA West. Always a good tournament. This is the one that has the crazy bunker on 16, which I'm sure they'll show a million times during the broadcast, where it's like an 80-foot dip that if you hit down there, you have to hit back up on.
Did you say 80 foot?
Oh yeah, you have stairs to go down there. Like it's no joke.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's insane. But yeah, last year, Adam Long ended up winning this tournament. Hadwin was second. Mickelson was second as well. I don't think Mickelson will be second this year. Just a good guess. And actually, 2 years ago, Siwoo Kim won this tournament. So just FYI, he played well at the Tournament of Champions. He obviously won the Sony. So Siwoo, I would wait again. Maybe he'll have another big come from behind. But yeah, Siwoo is up there, and then also Cantlay finished second. Cantlay's kind of due for a win at this course, so I actually did put some money on him. I'm not picking him this week in our because obviously Cantlay is a great one for a major. But Patrick Cantlay is a good pick to he's a good pick to have this week if you want to play Cantlay, bet a little bit on him for more of a favorite. But this week I'm gonna go with Brian Harman. Also been playing well, has some good course history here, so we'll go with the lefty.
So you're 12.5 points. Dub at 16.5 took Sam Burns. Parrot, you're at 26.5. Who are you taking this week?
I'm gonna go with Cam Davis this week.
All right. And then I'm going to go Sung J M. I like to use him early usually, and last year didn't bode well for me, I don't think, if I remember correctly. Maybe I didn't use him early. Used him late. Oh, I used him mid-round. He finished second. Well, should have saved him. But maybe we'll get another 2. I need to get this average back. All I've scored is 7s, so I'll take another 7
17 this week, maybe,
or just another 7. So it's all 7s.
7 could work.
7, a 77. So we'll see. I mean, and Cody, maybe he'll give a pick. We'll see. We don't know what Cody does nowadays, but maybe he'll give a pick. But one thing I just realized we didn't do is we didn't pick our FedEx Cup champ.
Yeah, which is okay. We're only 2 weeks into the season technically. Yeah, FedEx Cup champ for the year. Who won last year?
Rory.
Rory ended up getting it last year.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna go with Scotty Scheffler this year. He's playing his first tournament this week. Well, he played at the Century, but his first real tournament this week.
Nice. And Parrot, what do you think?
Oh gosh. I'm gonna go John Rahm this year.
John Rahm.
That's kind of who I was between, was Rahm and Scheffler.
Yeah, I was gonna go Scheffler, but since you took him, that's why I went Rahm.
Yeah, so looking at the futures bets, Rory's at plus 650, Scotty Scheffler plus 1200, Fitzpatrick plus 2000, Tom Kim plus 2800. Just some of the guys that are in there at some of your betting odds at this point. And this year it looks like the prize is 18 million.
Ooh, baby.
What do you think? That's a little bit of money, ain't it?
I like it. Nothing better than that.
I don't know.
Keep it going up.
It's
going up.
I got to think about this, who I want to take, but you know what? I think I'm going to go to a guy I took a few years back because I almost screwed myself last year. So give me Xander as Dub would say, Schauffele.
Mr. Schauffele.
Xander Schauffele is my guy this year. So let's go Xander.
Yeah, he needs to just play more tournaments, I think. He's got to get some wins. Got to get some dubs.
Yeah, he does.
Very possible, but he's gotta do it.
Yeah, he's gotta just play exactly what you said. Playing is important and you got to build up those points. So just don't dodge tournaments. And I know now they're trying to get more for guys to actually play in these in-between tournaments. Because what did they change that they're trying to get guys to play more this year?
It was
it the purses?
Well, it was your guaranteed money. They were kind of trying to, they're raising the purses, but giving more guaranteed money if you played X amount of events, kind of like Live, but actual guaranteed money.
Speaking of Live, Live is signing a deal with the CW.
Yeah. I mean, whatever, they're getting on TV. It's better than streaming on YouTube. But again, it's the CW, and I don't know how many households that's in. So
yeah, the CW is one of the. I don't even think it's a channel on Hulu Live.
Yeah,
I have to watch it the next day. So it was owned, and now it's owned 12.5%. I think I sent it to you guys. Paramount owns 12.5%, and then Warner Brothers owns the other 12.5%, and then 75% is owned by
maybe it gets them on Paramount Plus. I mean, that's going to be what they're going to need. They're going to need a streaming service to pick them up, not just a CW. So we'll see how.
They definitely do.
Yeah, that's going to be the only thing that'll help them in this whole ordeal.
Yep, and we'll see what happens. I mean, we've got time. Live Golf is fine. They got money, and all that money. I saw it's up to $650 billion now in the Saudi fund, which is insane. It was $600 billion last year. So they can just hand out that money.
I mean, kind of what they're doing.
So going into the NFL, last week we had a really one. I don't really even want to say it was upsets because I mean, all of us got some wins. Dub was 5-1. Bear was 5-1. The rest of us were 4-2. The Giants winning was kind of a surprise, but they played them well during Week 16. So,
And technically, there was two upsets last week. Point wise, it's the Jags and the Giants. The Jags were 1 to 2 point dog, and the Giants were a 3 to 4 point dog. So
right. And it was fine. Niners rolled Seattle. Jags, awesome comeback down 27-0. Talk about tale of two halves. He comes out through 4 picks in the first half and 4 tutties in the second.
4 tutties in the second. And I wish I had more cojones to put money on the Jags money line. I got him at 15.5 plus 15.5 when it was 27-7 at halftime. I was like, well, plus 15.5, the Jags will make it a game. Probably won't win, but they'll make it a game.
What were the betting odds when it was 27-0?
I don't remember. Someone asked me that. I don't remember the money line. I got plus 15.5 at plus 100 odds, which was nice. Normally it's minus 110 or something. So I just got it at the plus line, which was perfect. So yeah, that was a hell of a game. Seahawks hung with the Niners for a little bit, and then the Niners pretty much put their foots on the Seahawks' throats and kind of blew them out. The Dolphins and Bills, surprisingly, was a good game. Didn't really see that coming with Skylar Thompson. If Skylar Thompson's wide receivers could have caught the ball and Mike McDaniel wasn't too busy vaping the entire time, they probably could have got some plays in, wouldn't have had 18 delay of games. They could have knocked the Bills out very easily. And then Giants, what I think the Vikings scored the first touchdown. The Giants just took over from there.
Yes, they did.
Right after that, they pretty much led the whole game. Played really good. Daniel Jones is playing some really good football, and healthy Saquon is a scary, scary man. So they're gonna be in a dogfight with the Eagles this weekend. Bengals and Ravens also was a good game. 17-17, and Ravens going to score, and I don't know who the linebacker was that made the play, linebacker or safety who made the play on Huntley trying to reach his 5'9" body over a goal line by a full yard.
Logan Wilson knocked it out, and Sam
Hubbard took it back. Buckeye. I'm pretty sure I was sitting there. I was in bed. My eyes were I was done. Like I was out, and all I hear is, oh, what a fumble. So of course I wake up and had to watch the rest of the game after that. But
was that a Saturday night?
Sunday night.
Sunday. Okay.
I had a rough Saturday night. So.
Yeah. Oh, I can imagine. Imagine you did. Did our champ, was he able to make it?
No, it was no one else came. It was me, Nate, and Caputo.
Yeah, I had to put on there. I was like, I can't make it, and
you're the only one who had a legitimate excuse.
Yeah, I know. See, that's what it is.
But I think we need to change from Nate's basement to Nick's basement because his basement is awesome.
It's dope. That's what just from the pictures.
Awesome. It is slick. So we should move it there. But that'll be a question later on down the line.
We'll definitely do that.
Yeah, and then Monday night, the Cowboys. I wouldn't say surprised. I
wish I could have bet that.
Yeah, I hate saying things like that to jinx them, but yeah, they played like shit against Washington, but they didn't do anything. It was so vanilla. Like everyone knew it was vanilla. Now, did I think that they were just going to absolutely stomp on the Bucs like no other? I did not. But what I did think was that they would put up a fight, and they looked really good. And Dak probably played, I'd say, second best game of his career.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was up there, and it was a great time to have it. Absolutely dominated the Bucs, and pretty much retired Tommy from Tampa. So it's perfect. I love it. They finally got their win against Tom, and they finally got their first road win in 30 years. So Parrott finally got to see a Cowboys road win in his life. Road playoff win. Yeah. So it was good. It was great to see. I was happy. And then they got another tough one this week, but again, I kind of want to stay a little bit more quiet on it, and we'll get there when we make the picks. But who have the Niners played in the last 5 weeks?
Right. It's they haven't played anybody. I mean, they're a tough team. I mean, they're tough. Brock
100%. The Niners.
They're complete.
I still think they're the best team in the NFC.
I agree.
Left. I think they were the best team in the NFC going into the playoffs. But again, when you again, I mean, I'm not degrading the Seahawks in any way. It's a division rival. It's a tough game, but the Seahawks were not that great this year. And they just, and they got, I think the first game that Purdy played was against Tampa, and we just saw what Dallas did to Tampa. So, you're looking at it. But they get 2 extra days now. And that's where the fairness of the NFL can come into place and why they shouldn't have Monday night games. But put a chip on their shoulder and come down and try to take one in San Fran, just like in the 90s. So 2 years in a row, Dallas plays San Fran in the playoffs. See if they can stop Debo this year.
Yeah, and now McCaffrey too.
And
Kittle, Brock Purdy, anybody. Brock Purdy looking like a stud. Let's see if we can change that though. Is Kurtz going to make it, or is he done?
I don't know. I didn't see anything. I don't know if anything came out with it yet. So.
Okay. Well, I mean, we've got time, and should be interesting to see this weekend and what happens. I mean, it's going to be some fun games. I mean, I'm really looking forward to all of them, because really, when you look at all of those matchups, either of the team can win in every matchup, like easily win. I think people are going to, and we'll just talk about this first game, Jags and Chiefs. I really think people are going to overlook Jacksonville, and I don't think they're going to get beat as much as people say they are. And what's the line right now?
8.5.
8.5. Yep.
I would take the Jags into points all day, and I'm actually going to get a little crazy, and I'm going to take the Jags to win.
Okay. I mean, I like it. I hope they do. I really do. I like seeing, I think they're a scrappy team. But Kansas City did beat them in Kansas City about 6 weeks ago, I think. And it was a different Jags team, totally different Jags team than what they are now. But the problem is, this isn't the Chargers. You can't get down 27-0 on the Chiefs because you're not coming back. And I think that the Jags will keep it kind of tight, but I think at the end of the day, the Chiefs are going to win. And I say the Chiefs win like 30-23, something like that. But really quick, I'll go to because this kind of runs on this, my bet of the week, which technically I made on Monday before the Cowboys game. So I want everyone to follow after, but I took Cowboys -2.5, Jaguars +8.5, Giants +7.5, Bengals +4.5. So I took all the dogs going into this week.
Nice.
I got +1230 on it. So
did you do a alternate or no?
Nope. Those were the lines I got on Monday at probably like 7:00 when I made the bet.
Nice. So Cowboys just said are -2.
Game. No, I got it before. So I bet Cowboys -2.5 against Tampa. So I already won that.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep. So I had them. No, I think they're +3, maybe 4. I can't remember what it is, but if they're 4, take it. If it's 3, push range.
Yep. All right, Parrot, Jags, Chiefs.
Yeah, give me the Chiefs.
All right, next game we got the Giants and Eagles, NFC Beast rivalry here. 3 teams out of the 4 left in the NFC are from the East. Giants and Eagles, Bear.
Again, Eagles destroyed the Giants in Philadelphia about 5 weeks ago. But again, you got to come to the team that's playing hot. Hurts is going to be a little rusty. I'm not going to be shocked if the Giants get out to a quick lead and build on it, but their defense I just don't think is going to be good enough. And Wink Martindale is going to try and blitz Hurts. And if he doesn't contain him, he's done. And I don't think they're going to be able to contain him again. So I got to go Eagles close, 23-20.
So Chefs for a dub, by the way, Eagles for dub. I'm also going to Eagles. Brian Daboll, outside of Doug Peterson, I think Coach of the Year. Mike Tomlin, you can argue all of them, but Giants, nobody expected, nobody at all.
Yep.
So Brian's probably the Coach of the Year. And also Doug Peterson, what he's been able to do with the Jacksonville Jaguars is unbelievable. But I still think the Eagles have this. As you said, just kind of echoing what you said, Hurts probably going to come out a little rusty, and the Giants have to, in order to have a chance to win this game, come out on fire, strong, get a lead, 10-0, 14-0, whatever, and then shut them down, slow them down. You don't have to shut them down every time, but just build a lead and keep trying to score.
And hit Jalen Hurts. His shoulder is not 100%. It's probably not even 75%. You have to hit him. Make him feel uncomfortable, because when he gets hit, he tends to make bad throws. Hurts he likes to overthrow the ball, and if he comes out a little shaky, if he gets hit a couple times by Thibodeau, who by the way has been hot the last 3 games, I mean hot coming off the edge, if he gets to Hurts and he lands on that shoulder wrong, they're going to be in trouble because we know Gardner ain't winning that game.
And somebody, the key to this game that nobody will talk about is Daniel Jones. If he can run on Philly, they got a legitimate shot to win that game. He's got to be able to run. And I mean, nobody gives him the credit he deserves this year. He looked great. Danny Dimes was on point, getting a lot of rushing yards, which opens, if he's a mobile quarterback, and people don't look at him as a mobile quarterback. A lot of people don't. And if he opens that up, if he gets Saquon going and then he can drop back in the pocket and have some open guys or take off running, it just opens it up for the Giants. And we'll see. I mean, I think it's going to be close. Like you said, I like the 23-20 score.
One more thing, crazy stat that I saw today. Guess what the Giants' record is against number 1 seeds in the NFC in the playoffs all time?
5-0.
6-0.
Oh shit!
Never lost to a number 1 seed in the playoffs ever.
Wow.
6-0. Yeah, I mean it's unbelievable. So we'll see. I mean, you know how history has those weird ways of working, but you're right. I totally agree with you. And if you still are playing DraftKings lineups like I am, Daniel Jones is going to be cheap this week. He'll be a great quarterback to play. Great quarterback to play for the weekend slate. He'll probably be the cheapest quarterback, maybe besides Lawrence, on the weekend slate. He would be a good one to play.
I think it'll be him and then Purdy and then Lawrence.
I think Purdy might be lower than him, maybe, just because it's still Purdy, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We're going to see.
Parrot, what do you think?
Any of those QBs can play well.
I'm kind of with you guys on this. I think the Eagles are going to win, but I do think the Giants are going to put up a fight. And like you guys are saying, they can get Jalen Hurts uncomfortable and hit him a couple times, and Daniel Jones can run a ball and throw the ball. The Giants have a good shot to win too. So, but I'm going to go with the Eagles this week.
All right. The game of the week for Parrot. So I'm going to go to you first, Parrot. Bengals at Bills.
Well, we can finally see the game that we never got to see in Buffalo. They're plus 5.5, and I think that's a little high. That's actually my bet this week. But I think the Bengals win this game. I think they're down 3 offensive linemen right now, but I think they have guys in there that can do enough to, give Burrow the time. I don't think the Bills are going to pressure as much as Baltimore does. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. And I think it could be one of those games that it comes down to who has the ball last,
Yep.
So I'm going Bengals in a close one. I'm going to go 35. I'm going to go 35-30 Cincy.
So one of us, Bears champion, is out, Super Bowl pick. So it's down to me and you. So if the Bills win, my team's still alive. If the Bengals win, your team's still alive, Parrot. So we're going to see. When they played last time, when that unfortunate event happened with DeMar, it was in Cincinnati, and the Bengals were, if that game would have kept going and that incident didn't happen, the Bengals were looking sure as shit like they were going to win that game. No problem. Things a little different now. They're in Buffalo. You got Bills Mafia. Didn't play well this past weekend. Both teams have to show up this week. Neither team really showed up last week.
Both teams didn't play well, but they both played division rivals, and people don't understand how tough that is in the playoffs.
Yes.
So, yeah, should Cincinnati have killed Baltimore? Absolutely. Should the Bills have killed the Dolphins? 100%. They both were on backup. I mean, they're on, backup third string quarterbacks. There's no reason.
And that playing 3 times, like playing a team back-to-back weeks, that's tough, man. Especially it being with the division rival, plus it being the extra third game. That's tough to do. They know what you're going to do. You know what I mean? It's going to be a tough game. It's Baltimore.
Right.
Yep. Always. And I'm going to take Buffalo. I think the 5.5 line is right. I'm going to actually take Buffalo to win by 7. And I think it comes down to that last drive. Like you said, Burrow's going to have to score a tutty, and they're not going to. So I think it's going to be, I think 35 was on a mark, but I think it's going to be 35-28 Bills. So give me the Bills here. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch. They're going to play for DeMar, and, they're going to ride that train. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna be surprised if DeMar's there. And yeah, the Bengals are down 3 offensive linemen, but the problem is the Bills don't have Von Miller, so you can't really attack the edge. They have Ed Oliver up the middle. That's about their best attacking. The Bills defense is not that good. That's the big thing. So we got to go through and understand that they're going to give Burrow time to throw. This is going to be a whole different game. And I think you're right. In Cincinnati, the Bengals were 100% going to crush, I think, the Bills. Probably is going to be a good game, but I mean, they were about to go up 14-3 in that game. And I think that's going to carry over. I think it's going to be really nice. I'm sure they'll all be there for DeMar. They're all on the field. They all experience the same thing. One of them happened to be, one team happens to be a teammate, but the other team was out there still rooting for him. It's not like it's, it doesn't matter, right? A lot of Bengals guys went to the hospital for him. So while they're going to want to play for DeMar, watching Allen last week, what happened? He made a lot of mistakes and he kept the Dolphins in that game. This Bengals defense has been playing really well lately. They've had, I think now, like 6 turnovers in their last 2 games. So I'm going to go Bengals here. I think the Bengals beat the Bills in Buffalo. And I think it sets up with what they want, a rematch with the Chiefs in Kansas City.
And I also want to add to that, too, that Cincinnati's, that.
Lost you.
Cincinnati, what?
What?
All right, well, while Parrot comes back around or resets his internet, give me Bengals 31-28.
Okay. And his Parrot, we'll wait for him to get back eventually. We'll go into the next game. Parrot, just shout out when when you think you can talk, and we'll acknowledge you when we hear you. Is that you? No. All right. Game of the week for Bear and I, Sunday afternoon, 4:30, right?
Yep. No,
6:30.
6:30. Yeah. 6:30.
So afternoon, evening. Cowboys at 49ers.
Yeah, I mean, I still think the Niners are the best team in the NFC. I think this is going to be a really good game. And right now, the Niners are a 3.5 point favorite. I think Dallas will cover 3.5, but I think there's just a little too much offense for Dallas to contend with. But the way they can win this game is by pressuring Brock Purdy, just like they did Tom Brady. Make him uncomfortable, make him make mistakes. Remember, he is still a rookie. He still only has 7 games under his belt. You can make these kind of plays like they did against Brady, where the defense was flying around the field. Micah's a little beat up. Hopefully Curse can go. He's definitely beat up, but Xavier Rhodes came in and looked kind of decent for an old man who used to be the lockdown corner, by the way, in the NFL. Knock a little rust off at the end of that Bucks game. Who knows, man? I mean, maybe he can play that kind of like hybrid safety role and not have to cover guys and be Xavier Rhodes, the ball hawk, and make some plays. But you got to shut down Christian McCaffrey. That's going to be tough to do. Got to shut down Deebo Samuel. It's going to be tough to do. It still leaves other guys out there. But this, to me, if they're going to win, it'll be the Trayvon Diggs game, and he'll have a pick 6. I called last week that Micah was going to have one of those jump pick 6s on Brady, and he almost did.
He almost did. He almost threw right at him.
So I'm calling this week. If Dallas wins, Trayvon Diggs will have a pick 6. But I'm still taking the Niners.
Because I don't give a shit. Dub took the Niners as well, and the Bengals. Because I don't give a shit. I would take Dallas in the 3.5. But I'm taking the Cowboys for the podcast. I'm going to be a homer and take them. I hope they do win. If I was a betting man, I would take the Niners money line. But I'm not betting on this game. I try to stay away from Dallas and the Niners because I don't want it to have any influence on how I'm thinking that day. So I'm going to take the Cowboys here to win. All right. Back to your Bengals first. You had to make a comment on it.
Did you not catch anything I said there?
No.
You're totally cut out.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, I feel like Cincinnati's playing with a little extra motivation right now too, because they do feel like they did get a little shafted out of that 2 seed with that game never getting played and them not having the opportunity for that 2 seed. So and then I just feel like they're playing tough. I feel like Bear said, that defense is playing tough when they need to. They're making a play when they have to. They just, can they keep it up? And they gotta force Allen into mistakes.
Yep. And then what do you got for Niners Cowboys?
I like the Niners on that. I think they're the best team in football right now.
All right. So that's it. I'm by myself with the Cowboys and Bills, and I hope I'm right for both.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely hope you're right for the Cowboys, but I actually made a bet before the playoffs. I had Niners Bengals as my Super Bowl, so I'm gonna stick with my guns of what I picked right before the playoffs started. But 100%, I hope the Cowboys fucking smoke them.
I hope we get Cowboys and Bills, and the Cowboys win.
I want
for
the
third
Eagles.
time.
I want the Eagles one more time for real. For real.
I do too. And if the Giants win, great. Let's beat them again. And we'll see what happens. But I mean, it's going to be a different Giants team because if they win against the Eagles, we win against the Niners, they come in. It's going to be a different Giants team they haven't seen yet, and they played them well both times.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Jeremy had to roll, but he did give us trivia. You got the updated standings, Bear?
I do, yes. We only played 1 week. It is Gray 2, Cody 0, Bear 2, Dub 0, Parrot 2. We're all tied.
All right. He's working third shift, so he has to leave soon. So I just want to have one for tonight. For 3 points, what quarterback has thrown 25 touchdowns in playoff games without ever being named to a Pro Bowl in his career? Hint, he is still in the league. Got my answer?
What quarterback's thrown 25 touchdowns in playoffs games without being named to a Pro Bowl?
This one just came to mind immediately.
Seems like such a long time ago. So much has happened since then.
It seems crazy to me. Is Brad Johnson still in the NFL?
He might be.
I'm just trying to think of guys who never would have made the Pro Bowl but go to the playoffs more than not.
Right.
I mean, 25 is at 3 a game is 8 at least playoff games, 9 playoff games. Holy shit.
It's a stab in the dark. I think I'm wrong, but we'll see.
It's got to be some backup somewhere. Sorry, I'm trying to just rack my brain as I mumble along here.
The pod has spoken. Perry, you got yours?
Yeah.
Really? Damn. You guys are good.
Yeah. They're probably
mine's
wrong.
probably so wrong.
Okay. I think he's been named to a Pro Bowl, but I couldn't. I'm out of time.
All right, let's go. 3, 2, 1, and go. Nick Foles, Andy Dalton, Jacoby Brissett. I think all are good guesses, but I thought Dalton went to one.
I had no
I
idea.
think he did too.
Number 33 on the list is Steve Jane Falco.
Flacco. Look at Andy Dalton, 27 though.
Yeah, I was thinking Nick Foles was out of the way off, but it's worth a shot.
Joe Flacco, old elite Joe Flacco.
Shane Falco for the win. No points this week for the podcast. What is your bet of the week?
Go ahead, Parrot.
Oh, 1 second here.
By the way, speaking of which, Bear, I shot a 75 at Torrey Pines last week.
Nice. Next time you go to San Diego, let me know.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks for the
Actually,
invite.
have seen that course. It's freaking beautiful.
Yeah, it was nice on a screen.
my pick this week, I have Jacksonville plus 8.5. I have put Bengals plus 5.5 and the over at 48.5. That's my pick, 3-pick parlay plus like 340 something. I'm riding it. I'm winning this week.
Yeah, and mine, I mean, obviously I say if don't even tease it, take the money or not the money line. I'm sorry. Take the spread on every underdog this week. Jags 8.5, Giants 7.5, Cowboys 3.5, Bengals 5.5. Take them all. It's a divisional round. Games are tight. Games are tough. I say take each of those this week. You don't need them to win. All you do is you need them to cover. And I think each of those teams are going to cover this week. Or the Jags get blown out by 30 and you lose right off the bat, and then you can bet the next 3.
This is true. This is absolutely true. So just putting in my parlay picks. So my picks this week, if the Jags, Eagles, Bills, and Cowboys win, that is going off in a parlay at plus 2120.
Nice.
So $10, which I might play on it for funsies, pays out 222.03.
That's a good return on investment there.
So we'll see. I like to play these off the wall ones that got a shot that I don't know, man. Like last week, Siwoo Kim just stuck out to me. It's like I think it's his time, and it just you get those feelings sometimes, and sometimes they pay off.
Well, so, and even if it doesn't hit, the Jags and Chiefs are the first game. So if it doesn't, run the next 3. Don't quit. Right. That's the next thing. Is that obviously play within your means. But if you have a strong feeling and the Jags lose by a field goal, then go right back to it, and then just run Bills, Cowboys, and Eagles. If that's what your next 3 are going to be, you're still going to get decent odds on it. Just don't go, crazy with it if you're not totally trusting it, or just not bet. Like,
yep. And then last week, I think it was last week, we had a 25-year-old NBA attendance record broken in San Antonio when Golden State was there. 68,323 beat the Bulls against the Hawks, which was at 62,000. That's out of the way. So, and in wrestling, so sometime last week,
the Alamo Dome,
somewhere, or even at the Alamo, they probably got 12 people there. WWE had a talent meeting before SmackDown last week. Triple H assured any talent who were worried by reassuring them that Vince McMahon is back in WWE, only to facilitate the selling of the company. He let the talent know there isn't a done deal yet as far as who WWE will be sold to. And he also let talent know that regardless of what's going on in the higher ups, he's still in charge of creative. Did keep it open while anything could happen. And then he does have discussions with Vince at the end of the day. Triple H has the final say in creative. Hopefully it remains that way. We got next week, we're going to have Royal Rumble picks, by the way. And sorry, this week for Hogan Warrior, those that you were looking for it, we're doing Fortnite for episode 2. So
we'll get you next week for Hogan Warrior, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Next week for sure.
Yeah, I think so. We're going to be watching along on a Rumble from 30 years ago, probably, which is the 93 Royal Rumble. Which
was that the double elimination one?
I think so.
It's not a bad one. Flair was 92. Was that 94?
94 was Michael's first one.
No, that was 95 because he won the title there. I think 94 was the double. 93, I think, was Yokozuna.
Was it?
I think so.
I thought 94 Rumble. Oh, man.
I think. Look it up.
That's what I'm doing. I think you might be right. Royal Rumble 1994 was the double elimination. So 93 is Flair.
No, 92 is Flair.
And what's 93?
So the 94 is, like I said, 93 should be Yokozuna.
Oh, yeah, he won, didn't he?
Yep.
I forgot he won one.
Mm-hmm.
Beat Savage. Nah, we're going to skip that one.
Oh, that's a good one.
All right, fine, we'll watch it.
Yeah, it's a good match.
That'll be our watch along. It's an hour long. So it'll be a short sports episode next week. So next week, Royal Rumble 93, going back to the Wayback Machine, 30 years ago. Get it on the old Peacock, might stream it on here. Parrot can watch along that way, and we'll be in good shape. Few other things to note. Brady in his loss threw 66 passes, most in his career. You suck. I had a $10. I didn't know this, Bear. I forgot I had a $10 free bet in MGM,
Mhm.
and that's all I had left because I cashed everything out. I've cashed everything out. I cashed my 450 original investment and 1100 in winnings. So I've
Nice.
cashed out 1550. And I bet $10 plus 360 odds, Dak over 2 tutties, Dak 250 passing, Cowboys minus 2.5. Paid out 36. Got my money.
Hold on a second here. I'll give you my. So this week I've had 4 parlays. I missed by 1. This one, I'm going to tell you, I missed by 2 technically, but this one hurt. This one hurt bad. This was for the Cowboys. Let me pull it really fast. I was so close on this one. It was like a late one I put just right before the game started. This was a $5 bet, would have won. It was plus 17,005 on the odds. It would have won 880 on it. Godwin over 65 yards. Dak over 225. Rashad White 20 receiving. Pollard over 54.5 rushing. Cowboys 2.5. Under 45.5. Lamb over 69.5. What do you have?
69.
68.
Oh,
And I had Pollard anytime score, which was the other one I missed. But he almost scored on that one little screen that he had. He got down to the 3 or something like that. And that was when they got down on 4th and goal and Dak ran the naked boot in, which was amazing, by the way.
Oh, it was a perfect. Kept it in his left hand.
It was
perfect.
The naked boot is one of the absolute best plays in football. That was the play that Peyton Manning roasted Dallas on in that game when he was with Denver.
Oh yeah, when they blamed Tony Romo for the loss, even though he put up 52. Yeah.
6 touchdowns.
Yeah, right.
All right, so here's a quick one too that I'm chasing right now. So I got Luka 30 plus. He's got 28 with like 8 minutes to go. Should get it. Garland 20 plus. He's got 16 with 2 quarters to go. Josh Giddey 20 plus, where's he at right now? He's got 12, and there's 2:16 left in the third, so he needs 8. Still got time, but that's a tight one. I got Bam Adebayo, needs 20 plus. He's got 17, about end of the third, so he needs 3 points. Markkanen, that game just started, 25 plus. He's got 21 mid-second quarter. And I had Kyle Kuzma over 20. He's got 22. So check that one off the list.
How much is that one for?
That one is for 68. $3 bet.
Nice. Hell yeah, get it.
So it's close, but I need it's tight in there.
And then Jay Briscoe of the Briscoe Brothers tag team died in a car accident this weekend. RIP to him and thoughts to the family. 38 years old, young, very young. I found some other things. AEW is going to be in Dayton at the Nutter Center on February 1st.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
February?
Yeah.
I think I have my class down there. Yeah, I'm staying there on the 31st, and my class is the 1st.
Yeah, I just saw it February 1st. It looks like. I did not know that Orange Cassidy's name is now Freshly Squeezed Orange Cassidy. Ridiculous.
I'm pretty positive I am. Yep. Yep, staying at the Marriott at the University of Dayton on the 31st. Where do you think they're going to be?
Right there.
That's right there. Oh, shit. Yeah, because my class is actually the 1st. I'm staying I might stay. I don't have anything on the 2nd.
Yeah, February 1st. Tickets on sale. So check that out. You got Jake Paul fighting Tommy Fury on the 25th. We talked about it in text message. Francis Ngannou was released, and Bones Jones is fighting Cyril Gane for the heavyweight title. So finally, Bones is going up to heavyweight.
That one will be I think that Gane's going to beat him. Jones been out of it too long.
Yeah. Awesome. It's going to be interesting. And then kind of to wrap up our show, I found this pretty cool thing about wrestling from back in the day. Harley Race, his first traveling partner was Happy Humphrey. Don't know if you knew who Happy Humphrey was. This is let's see if it shows up in the old picture here. Come on. Come on. Damn it. There it is. There's Happy. He
Happy
big.
Humphrey. Okay.
So Happy Humphrey weighed 700 pounds. Harley drove Happy Humphrey in a 1951 Pontiac custom made to fit his size with doors that opened from front to back and reinforcing shock absorbers. Since Happy Humphrey couldn't fit in the ordinary showers, Harley would have to lay on the ground, pour liquid soap on his body, and then use a mop to scrub him and a garden hose to wash him off.
Oh, jeez.
Harley Race most definitely paid his dues during his early years in the business. It should be noted that Harley also had a great deal of respect for Happy, a remarkably kind person. Thought that was pretty neat. Good way to wrap up the show for this week, episode 452. So thank you to Wes Anderson for Moments of Time. Thank you to Crandall's Quality Landscaping, All Wear Clothing, Connell Barrett, datingtransformation.com, and of course, Sparty Steve. As always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night.
Win your bets. Bet responsibly.
Go Bengals.